let us do one more or two more questions. Let us change the concept a little bit. Let us change the concept a little bit. So in this question, let us change our concept a little bit, and I mean the concept of the question a little bit. Say this one is a block, and this one is the block A and B resting on the surface. This is 0.3. This is 0.2. Okay, this is A and this is B. This is 10 kg, this is 15 kg. Okay, now initially in the last question we have solved the question with the force in here, in this block. Now we are doing it in here. This is the force. Okay, now our concept will change a little bit. Let us see. First one, our question is, what is the frictional force, what is the acceleration of A and B? What is the acceleration of A and B? Okay. And what should be the force F for which the block A will just slide over the block B? So I'm talking about minimum amount of F. So minimum amount of F depends on the resistance between these two surfaces. So first of all, let us say, what is the block A? The block A is giving a 100 Newton weight in this direction, normal is in this direction, M. Here F is there. Here it is working mu times N. That mu is 0.3. 0.3 times 100, that is 30 Newton. So 30 Newton is acting in here, in this direction. F is equal to, in this direction, this is F minimum. Okay, so F minimum should be equal to 30 Newton. If F minimum is equal to 30 Newton, then it will just start to move. Or F is greater than 30 Newton, then it will just start to move. What will be the value? What will be the acceleration of B in this case? For B, if this is B, then here the force acting of 10 plus 15, 250 Newton. Here N. This is 250 Newton and this is N. In this direction 0.2 times 250, that is 50 Newton. 0.2 times 250. In this direction there is a force F is equal to 30 Newton. F is equal to 30 Newton. Okay. Now look at this again. Is this wrong? Yes, of course it is wrong. But I am telling that we have pulled this block F, block A, with a minimum force of 30 or greater than 30. It is moving in this direction. It is moving and it is moving in the opposite direction. See, 50, 30. So 50 minus 30 is 20. So 20 is working in this direction. Okay, this direction. So it means the block B will move in this direction and block A will move in this direction. Is it possible? If I pull the block A with a force of 30 Newton, will the block B will move in this direction? No. It means again we have missed our concept. The concept was if limiting value may or may not occur. After a value only, the if limiting will occur. It means the surface we can give a frictional resistance of 50 Newton maximum. But it is not necessary that always 50 Newton will come. Okay, maybe it can be less than 50, till the force in this direction is more than 50, the total force, the total resistance of 50 in this direction will not be generated. What will be generated? Lesser amount of force than 50. So this is 30 Newton will be generated. So this block will stay at its position, and this block will start to move with acceleration of something. Now let us do this question again. Instead of F, if I take 40 Newton, then what will happen? What will be my question is, what will be the acceleration of A if this is 40? So if this is 40, then the resistance in this direction, the maximum resistance is 10 into 10, 102.3, that is 30 Newton. In this direction, 40 Newton. 40 minus 30 is equal to mass of A into acceleration of A. So 10 is equal to 10 times acceleration of A. So A of A is equal to 1 meter per second square. This is the value. Okay. And because of the 30, this one will not move. So acceleration, this will just start to slide over block B. This is the first one. Next one, make this surface frictionless. Make the bottom surface frictionless. Let us see what we can do with that. Make this surface frictionless. This is frictionless surface. Mu is equal to 0. Now my question is, what should be the minimum force because of which the block will start to move? F min. For minimum force because of which the block will start to move. So we know again, this is force. This is in this direction acting. F min is acting in this direction. In this direction, 100 to 0.3, that is 30 Newton. So F min minus 30 Newton equal to 0. So F min minus 30 equal to 0. F min equal to 30. For 30 Newton force, it will start to move. What will happen to this one? This one, what is the frictional resistance in block B? Block B, this is block B. So this is 250, 10, 15, 250 Newton. And what is the resistance in here? Resistance is here is mu times n. Mu times n, that is mu is 0. 0 into 250, that is equal to 0. So 0 Newton is the resistance. It means any value F greater than 0 Newton, the block B will start to move. Okay, and now let me find what is the maximum value for which this block will move together. Okay, so what is the maximum value for these two blocks will move together? See, our concept was F max for which block A and block D will move together. What is the maximum value of acceleration block B can achieve? That is our concept. So A of A, acceleration of A should be equal to acceleration of B always. If acceleration of B is greater than acceleration of, or if acceleration of A greater than acceleration of B, then they will not move together. My question is, what is the maximum acceleration this can get? Let us draw for B only. This is block B. Normal is acting like this. this is 250 Newton, this is normal and in this direction frictional resistance is 0, and in this direction B. So in this direction a frictional force is generated on block B in this direction. This is the opposite direction. Always remember that force F max is working in this direction. So frictional, the force in this block is moving in this direction. While the block is moving in this direction, block A will try to take block B with him. If it tries to take this block B with him, then a frictional resistance will occur in this direction for block B, for block A in this direction, the opposite direction. So block B is acting in this direction, so mu times N. What mu times N? Mu times N for block A. Block A is acting, frictional resistance is acting in this direction. Because force is acting in this direction, body is moving in this direction, frictional resistance on A is acting in this direction, opposite direction. So this is 0.3 times 100 again. This is normal, this is 100, and this is 0.3 times 100, that is 30 Newton. So if this is 30 Newton, this maximum force block A can offer to the block B is 30 Newton. Is 30 Newton. Because of the 250 into mu is equal to 0, that is 0 Newton. So net force acting on block B is 30 Newton. So right now we can write F equal to MA. Net force acting is 30. Mass M of B into A of B. So mass of B is how much? 15. 15 into acceleration of B. So acceleration of B is equal to 2 meter per second square. This is the maximum acceleration of B which is possible. If the block A is moving with an acceleration of 2 meter per second square, they will move together. If it is greater than 2 meter per second square, they will move separately. Okay. So what is that value? 2 meter per second square. What is the F? Suppose this is the F max is acting in this direction. F max. This is for block A. This is for block A. Block A, F max acting in this direction. Resistance acting is opposite direction. 30 Newton should be equal to mass of block A into acceleration of block A. For them to move together, acceleration of A should be equal to acceleration of B should be equal to 2 meter per second square. Mass of A is 10. So F max minus 30 should be equal to mass of A is 10. 10 into 2. F max is equal to 50 Newton. So up to 50 Newton. Up to 50 Newton they will move together. So we have got a range that force in range of 0 to 50 Newton, they will move together. The next thing you can understand, greater than 50 Newton, they will move separately. Yeah, they will move separately. Now let us come to the most important part. Again, just like the last question, what will happen if the range of force in between these two, 0 to 50, that is, take some value 30 Newton, take some value that F equal to 30 Newton, that F equal to 30 Newton. Then what will happen? We know for 30 Newton they will move together. Let us see. Let us do the mistake first. This is the block. Suppose this is the block A. 30 Newton is acting like that, and resistance is acting like this. This resistance is okay for 30 Newton. Okay, no problem. 30 Newton. Because 10 into 10, 100 is the weight of A, and normally is equal to 100. 100 into 0.3. This is the resistance. So F net is equal to 0 Newton acting on block A. Okay. Net force on block A acting is 0 Newton, and then 0 is equal to mass of A into acceleration of A. So mass of A is 10. Mass of A is 10. So acceleration of A is equal to 0. It is 0 by 10 equal to 0 meter per second. Block B, if I look at block B, then in this direction there is a force opposite. This force is 30, in opposite it will be 30 Newton. This value in here frictionless 0 Newton. Net force acting is 30 Newton. F net is equal to 30 Newton for block B. So net force 30 is equal to mass of B into acceleration of B. Okay. So acceleration of B is how much? 30 divided by mass of B 15, that is equal to AV is equal to 2 meter per second square. Again look at it. Again look at the problem. See, I am pulling this one with a force of 30 Newton. This is not moving. This is at its position, and this is moving with an acceleration of 2 meter per second square. Again that is coming. That is, again we have done the same mistake. Okay, so that is why I always told you, for this kind of question, this is very conceptual. Always look at the concept. Always try to look at the concept. Let me change this one. What mistake we have done in this? What mistake we have done? Change this value to 40. Change this value to 40 Newton. Clear? This is also in range of 0 to 50 Newton. They will move together, that we know. So A is in here. This is 100 Newton. This is normal. Okay. Now what is the frictional force generated in this direction? We don't know. That is the concept. We cannot write 30 because if this is in between this range 0 to 50, they will move together. That comes under static friction because there is no relative motion between these two, and static friction is a variable. Okay, it is not constant, it is not 30. 30 is the maximum value, the limiting frictional value. But it, as long as it is in this range, this is a variable. This can be anything. So always write this is the frictional force generated by B on A by B. So FAB, and here is 40 Newton acting. So 40 minus FAB is equal to mass of A into acceleration of A. This is the first equation. What can be the second equation? This is for B, a range given in this direction, and that is your F B A, force on B by A. So this is also this and this are equal. Okay, so F B A, I can write this and this are equal. So F B A is equal to F A B. And what is the net force acting here? 0 is acting. So FBA minus 0 is causing mass into acceleration of B, mass of B, acceleration of B. This is how it is acting. Okay. So FAB is equal to FBA. That I can write FAB is equal to FBA. Okay, you will get confused. FBA is equal to mass of B into A of B. FBA is your FAB. That is the same thing I have written FAB. So I can write AB instead of FBA. That is mass of B is how much? 15 into acceleration of B. One more thing we know, what for them in this range they will move together. For this range, if they move together, then what will happen? Then acceleration of A will be equal to acceleration of B. Acceleration of A equal to acceleration of B. So now we can write 15 and that is equal to acceleration. So we can write it as 15 times A. Similarly, in this equation, this is equation number 2. From equation number 1 and 2 we can get 40 minus FAB equal to mass of A, acceleration of A. So FAB is 15A, 40 minus 15 times A equal to mass of A. Mass of A is 10 into acceleration of A. So this is 10 plus 15 is 25, 40 equal to 25 times A. Acceleration equal to 40 by 25, that is equal to 8 by 5. What is 8 by 5? Acceleration equal to 8 by 5. 8 by 5 is where is my phone? Okay, let it be. Acceleration is 8 by 5 meter or second square. Okay, so this acceleration of these two are same. 8 by 5 is 1.6 meter per second square. Now my question is, next question is, what is the frictional force is then generated between the A and B? What is the frictional force generated between A and B? That is the next question. The frictional force generated, we know that if AB is equal to mass of A, or in here FBA is equal to FAB, that is FBA is equal to mass of B into acceleration of B. So FBA is mass of B is 15 into acceleration of B is 8 by 5 meter per second. So this is 3, that is equal to 24 Newton. So 24 Newton is generated between these two. We have already assumed that all the total force 30 is generated, but it is not generated. Only 24 is generated. That is why it also comes under static friction. So we were in this range, somewhere in here. We took the value of this one. That is why the mistake was done. So these are the type of questions which can be asked from block on block. Always get your concept right and do it well in your exam. If you do mistake, then of course you will have to take. This is the concept which was very important. In the next video, we will see about the displacement and the acceleration and the velocity achieved. We will see about D. Albert's law, and then we will move further. So in the next class, the friction chapter will be over. Thank you.